Hey Patrick, I had not initially planned for today to be team critique, but that's what we ended up with. Hey Andrew, hey Classics. That is how today ended up being. Hey MTG. Okay. What, Birdie? Why wouldn't you want to face me in honor? I think you have a decent chance of beating me, by the way. Now that I know how good your second team is. Alright, let me pull up the list of everybody that submitted last time. We will see, Birdie. I think you have a very good chance of stopping me. Hey, Aditya. But it doesn't really matter because we're all betting on bold anyway, and, oh yeah, huh. Man, there were some upsets in honor. I did not deserve to win this match. Like, hey Drogenis, I should not have won this match. So I am over here on the left side. Like, look at him. He's got Mars, he's got Skuld, he's got Lindbergh, and a Freya. And what do I have? I have Chesia, Aegina, and Detlaf. Like, I don't know that I should have won this one. So I took out his Freya. Actually, I guess without his Freya, he doesn't have much. I don't have too much to worry about. But, like, I don't know. Aegina kind of did everything, I guess. Or not Aegina, Chesia. So, like, I should not have won this fight. But I did, so here I am. His Skolden Phoenix is not max level is not what I'm worried about. I'm worried about killing the Skull or the Freya and having it revive, and this Freya, Lindbergh, and Mars are all very strong against me. And I have no healing, I have no Skuld, I have no support. I have very little crowd control. But oh well. I would not have bet on my team to win that. Hey Minato. I absolutely would not have bet on it. Yeah, Nima, you're fine. But this match put me in top 8, so I'll take it. I bet against myself and I lost. Hey, Prejudice. And frickin' Birdie. And then this one I didn't see either. I didn't realize that Tim's third team was another Kurt team with Skuld and Valk and Lore. So Tim, I'm going to be really afraid of moving forward. Did you submit last time? No, you did not. Drogenis, I changed my plan because I'm going to do 2 community polls this event. Ha! Boomin lowered his power again. Does that mean he lowered it here? Oh, no, wait, he didn't win. I don't know. I'm starting to worry about Eon because Eon's third team is really hard. This team actually is really hard. This team is actually very hard to beat. And then he's got another Kurt Themis going on down here. Willie, I absolutely did. I pinged it 15 minutes ago. Do I consider myself... Myself would probably be like a 9.5, I guess. between like 9.5 and 9.8, somewhere in that range. Probably 9.5. I would go with that. Because this is beatable. Anyway, so the goal is we're going to do 2 community poll event streams this week, because tomorrow begins the Kurt week. But because a lot of people, me included, are waiting for Fuse to reset, I can't pull until the last day. And so I would want to do a community stream the last day. However, there's a lot of other people that are ready to pull on the first day, so I'm just going to do 2 streams. So we'll have one for the people that are ready, that their Fuse is on a different timer than mine, and one for the people that are on the same timer as mine. Available, I told you, if you don't change your team, you're going to get the same rating. You have big plans, but until you do them, nothing changes. As long as you only have Aurelia, you can say all you want about, I want a Phoenix, I want a Phoenix, and until you get it, it means nothing. All right. Vincent Vinel's cover of Lose Yourself. I have not. Lose Yourself, the Eminem song, right? Aegina versus Detlef T4. Aegina does more damage overall, but Detlef picks people out one by one. It depends on your opponent. If it's hard for you to get single kills, Aegina is better. If you know you can kill them one by one, Detlef is better. And it really depends on your opponent. All right, so let's get started, shall we? I mean, oops, that should not have gone there. That should have gone into here. Aw, man. Hold on. I had this all set up and everything, and now it's all wrong. Now it's all wrong. Great. Stupid thing. There we go. Hey Shaq. Classics, you only need 330 if you want to pull on the first day. Or if you only want to stop at the copy. 330 is perfectly enough for 1 round. 2 Kurt T4. Oh my god, if you don't know how to build your team and you have 2 Kurts, like, what are you doing? Of course 2 Kurts is amazing. How can you have 2 Kurts and not know that how amazing he is? That's actually frustrating. That's actually very frustrating. All right, so to pull on stream, as long as you're pulling at least 400-ish total, I mean, it's fine. As long as you're pulling at least a full round, it's fine. That's all I want. I mean, so Nima, hey Asu, Nima, you're asking about using Bale then Scold, and it's like, that's kind of the other thing is, I used Kurt Bale and it's amazing. But Kurt Scold is amazing. So that's going to come down to, how do you want to break it up? Do you want to make Bale and have a decent second honor team, or do you want to have a second Scold and have a really strong PvP team? That's your personal choice, and I don't say that one is always better than the other. So, depends what you want to prioritize more. Minato, probably Miracle Eyes is more fun to do because you don't have to delay it for fusing. But keys itself is not fun. It's getting the reward at the end of the keys event that is fun, and trying to test your luck on up chest. That's what's fun. All right, and Nima didn't even post a team, so he loses points. So I would have given this team a 9. I would have given this team a 9, but he loses a whole point, so he gets an 8. I mean, and Bale is amazing. There is no countering that fact. Bale is straight up amazing. Period. So, and so is the second Scold. It's really entirely your choice. Nobody will tell you Bale performs poorly. What is going on here? Okay, there we go. Why does he lose a point? Because this is a team critique and he didn't submit a team. Eon did not submit last time. I'm gonna start... Why is Zek's up chest so dumb? The up chest will not match the hero unless it's a new hero. For the most part. So the fact that you were expecting a good up chest alongside with Kurt is actually your fault. All right. Level 128 with 3 T4s. Is there ever a good up chest? There used to be in the old up chest style. Ever since they changed the up chest a couple times, we have not seen an amazing hero in the up chest yet. So far, all we've seen is... yeah, classics, that's only on new releases. Meaning the first time Yig comes out, he's in the up chest. The second time he's in keys, it will not be him anymore. Ever since up chest has changed, we have not seen Scold in the up chest anymore. I don't know what their strategy is. I guess I give this team an 8. I'll give this an 8. I feel like this loses to Detlafs. Detlafs and Reapers. It's good, don't get me wrong. It's really good, but it loses to that. So what would you focus on next? Finish the Phoenix and try and get Scold. Doesn't look like he has Scold. I guess work on Lorelei. You've got... He's got 6 Lorelei's. Hey, Atnebs. Detlaf destroys a lot of teams. Alright. So this is Karma who says wolf. Wolf? Which wolf? Wolf Rider or werewolf? Wait, did Karma submit last week? No, I don't see him on the list. I don't think he did. Wolf Rider? I don't think Wolf Rider helps this team. Wolf Rider stuns the front and Ripper hits the back. You have no synergy on your entire team. So Wolf Rider will do the stun. Your whole team will do 75% extra damage to stunned people. and you won't hit them at all. You'll do 2 regular hits on the tank, and that's all you get. So what good does Wolf Rider do for this team? If Vivian or if Verthandi fires, you have some damage, but Verthandi clearly doesn't do as much active damage as Ripper. I mean, I could tell you Lorelei, Freya, Detlaf, Aegina, Vegvasir, Valk, Skuld, Azathoth. I'm not sure what you're asking to hear. You have so many heroes that I don't know how many. If you don't have options, just make Freya. At least Freya's easy to get. Trollcraft, I should be taking team submissions for another 20 to 25 minutes. I'm right? Wolf Rider hits the front line. Which means that you have 0 synergy. Vivienne's easier to get? No, that's not true at all. Freya is easier to get. What Vivienne guild points are not that easy to come by. Hey, Kale Tang. And then that's very expensive to get Vivienne. Guild points is not easy to come by. I give this team an 8. I think it does okay. Hey, Narciso. Do you know how much you gotta pay for that? Will Dro be decent? No, Dro won't help you at all. You're paying what? 14,000 per copy plus 20,000 to reset times 9 or 8, I guess. You're looking at like, what is that? All close to 300,000 guild points. That's not fast, and it's very, very wasteful. Vivienne's in feathers. Is she in feathers? Oh, if she's in feathers, that's not so bad then. I still think Freya's easier. Hey, Nathan. But what good is feathers gonna do you? Look at his damage. He only hits the backline. If they put like a tanky hero in the back, Ripper is completely locked down. Ripper actually becomes worse and worse the more T4s you get. Remember that. So in this current state, I'll give it an 8. But if his next T4 is not a high tier one, or at least a high damage one, this team is just going to get worse and worse. Ball hockey, Dro. Oh, no, Vivienne is the best healing. Dro is the best damage of those 3. Mega is also trash, and Dro is not worth building, so focus on Vivienne, but healing is not a major factor. It's nice to have, but it's not as ultimately important as people think it is. Alright. Well, that's probably wrong too. It's probably just always nice to have, but it really needs to be paired with good damage. Otherwise, you get stuck with no damage and all healing, and you just don't kill anybody. With just Kurt and Valk, will Veg do a lot? He'll help. It's not an amazing thing, because you're not gonna... you won't have enough crits to take advantage of his crit reduction, so you'll be banking on him. I guess it would do pretty solid, as long as he can stay alive. you can get pretty good damage. I'm not sure how well he stays alive as like an early T4. Okay, so Stevie Jones also did not post his team, so he loses a point. My God. He asks for a list of 7 heroes, and Kurt is on there. So, Kurt? Duh. Like, how can someone look at all these copies of Kurt and go, he's not my next T4? And you haven't finished Skuld yet. Stevie Jones, what are you doing? Alright, so this team would get an 8 also. It's a very average team. Ward Explorer, you log on to Discord, you click the plus button or the picture icon by the chat box and you send in pictures. It's pretty easy. Alright, so Stevie would have gotten an 8 for this team, but he also did not submit a team picture, so he gets a 7. How can you say, should I build Kurt? My God. How can anyone ever say, should I build Kurt? Wow. Stevie, can I deduct a point for asking that question? I kind of feel like you deserve that. Hey, Viraj. Arnold, you're probably in the wrong channel. Kurt is worth moonstones. He's so good. He's worth the moonstones. Period. End of story. No more questions. Arnold, you are not in the right channel. You are trying to post in the general channel, and you should be posting in, as it says up here, the YT Team Critique channel. Alright, next is Squito, who did not submit last time. People are not submitting their teams. Why would you send me this and not submit your team? Hey, Qatar. Hey, Devil Soul. I'm good. Murad, you are, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. You are 20th. Minato, I can see what I'm streaming, so I can see exactly where on the picture is. Like, if I do this, I'm pointing at Olivia. So, that's all. Okay, so this team would have gotten an 8.5. Yeah, I would have given this an 8.5. So, but you did not submit a team, so you get a 7.5. I guess we're taking away a lot of points today. Hey, NDG. Caleb, probably 2 hours or an hour and 40. I don't know, an hour and a half plus. And he didn't ask any questions, so we'll say this is an 8.5 team, and there's not much you can improve on from here, except for maybe Lorelei. Lorelei or Veg. Does T3 Skuld help T4 Kurt? Skuld helps, period. Your only hope is that Skuld is not the first to die. As long as she's not the first to die, she's gonna do fine. Like, your goal is that Freya or Kurt dies first. It's really depends on your opponents. Because Detlef won't really be hitting Skuld. He'll be hitting I think he would hit... No, he might hit Scold. Unknown. Absolutely unknown. Depends on opponents. I've had a lot of people say they had a T3 Scold and she's not the first one to die. Alright. How many do I do in a stream session? I do 30 to 40 or so. So we'll try and go pretty fast today. When the heroes are maxed, how does it determine the order? It's based on faction and then by... Is it by alphabetical order or is it by order on the gallery? I'm not sure, but faction is first. It might be alphabetical. No, it's not alphabetical. It might be release order, actually, when that comes out. I think it's release order. Alright, so... Alright, Ward. Well, if I make it, I will critique it and you can watch it in the VOD. Your name would be up there in the upper corner if I do get to it. And I just noticed you can see some stuff in the background, so let's hide that. That's just my auto-clicking going on. Alright. So making Veg next, take Lore to 300 first, or level Scold and Kurt. I would max Kurt first, and then Lore. Scold is probably not as important, because she's fast enough that she will still be faster than Lore and Scold regardless. And Freya. So max Scold, or max Kurt, then Lore, and then go from there. This is a really good team. We'll give this team a 9. Wait, is that right? Would I not have given Squeedo a 9? Hold on. No, he didn't have Lore. Wait, but you don't have Valkyrie. Okay. You have basically the same team as Squeedo, just that you have Lore and he has Valkyrie instead. I like Valkyrie a little bit better, to be honest. So we'll give Squeedo a 9, which drops him to an 8. Yeah, we'll give Squeedo a 9, which drops to an 8. And we'll give Thought Destroyer an 8.5. Kurt from a friend summon? Well, that's not fair. Det better than Freya? No, not at this point. Det is no longer useful when you're facing off high burst teams with Kurt like this. Alright, next is Roman, who posted no questions at all. Okay. So he posted no questions, no team. What the heck? What are you even asking for? There's no team. Alright, so if I had to use this as a team, hey Cash. Honestly, I'd rate this pretty low. I'll give it an 8, I guess. I'll give it an 8. Saizo, I just feel like isn't that amazing in PvP. But he didn't post a team, so he drops to a 7. I don't understand what this is. No question. L, you are coming in on the end of submission, so if you submit now, I can cut it off right after. But I may not get to everyone that's submitted by now. Saizo is amazing for Friends Boss, or not Friends Boss, he's amazing for Void Boss, but unknown past that. Not really good in anything else. Alright, this will be Luciano. Oh, this is a breath of fresh air. New account. Nathan, I don't think you did, but like I said, I'm coming on to the end, and if you submit now, I may not get to it. So be warned. There is already like over 30 people in the queue. Should you upgrade Vivienne? Absolutely yes. But also you should make Verthandi the tank. This is a pretty good team. This is a pretty good team. It's not a hard carry because people don't die on this team that fast, but it's pretty strong. Honestly, my Chinese team is almost this exact team. Except that instead of Detlef, I have Yig. And instead of Verthandi, I have... God, who do I have? I have Kurt, actually. Caleb, I would prefer it be one account at a time, and you would have to wait 2 rounds. Detlef's not that good at this point. Detlef's pretty trash before T4. His damage is not that amazing. I don't think Reaper carries that hard at 10 stars, to be honest. But yeah, it's pretty good. Alright, so I don't like the Detlef. And you should be tanking Verthandi. Your options are... You could just straight up trade the Detlef for a Khalil and blow people up that way. That is not a bad idea. Should you skip Kurt next? Nobody should ever skip Kurt. Never ever skip Kurt. Until you have like 5 T4s of Kurt. Alright, so this team... It's going to hold its own. But I think if they have a max level T4 or a 10 star, or Reaper fires before Detlef dies, it struggles a little bit. But it's not a bad team. We'll give it a 6.5. It's not a bad team. Okay. Put a line in the bottom that says everybody should pull Kurt. Okay, there we go. Hey, Dragon Eye. Where is T4 Vivienne fits? T4 Vivienne fits on all teams. She's actually really good. But she does better if they do not have Azathoth and if they don't have Ragnaroks. Alright, so we gave Luciano a 6.5. This is not a bad team. I just don't like the Detlef. Next is Minato. Alright. You know what? I'm going to close down the channel. I think we're at a point where I'm just not going to get to all the posts anymore. So, let me shut down the channel. Alright. Next T4, Verthandi, and then probably Lorelei. Hahaha, this is... Yeah. My team has 2 10-stars, and it's Vivienne and Reaper, so they're that much easier to get. Man. Misfit of the Demon King Academy. I have not heard of that. Rune and talents for Mars. You can... I think he's best for damage. So you can put a Deathbreak rune and then a Tears of the Goddess, or just Deathbreak rune and Holy Light Justice. Depends on what you want him for. His stun is not that amazing anymore. Hey, Snipe Dragon. So you just want to build him for damage because his damage is still pretty amazing. I have just shut down submissions. You are too late this time. Alright, so Verthandi then Lorelei is solid. This team is solid. Do you have the rest of the bag? You had a bag here. Dang. Dang, already 5 copies of Skuld. That's amazing. And then at this point, you're struggling for fodder to build the Skuld, so I get that. VIP 3 and event drop items. VIP 3 is going to add 2 hours of extra items, which is 10. Don't keep Kurt. Alright, this is for Vandet, who apparently can't read. This, because Vandet apparently thinks that this says don't keep Kurt. Oops. Dang it. That does not say don't keep Kurt. Doesn't matter if you can only pull 1 round. 1 round is enough. Alright, so this team as it is, this is a 7. 7.5? I give this a 7.5. This team, I can give this an 8. I can give this an 8. I know how strong Reaper is early on. How many until yours? You posted so late, there could be like 30 until yours, Ward. There's a lot of people in the queue. Alright, next is Mayalesh. What the heck is that picture of? Mayalesh did not submit a team at all. How many do you need to pull 2 rounds? 740. Or 726 on the first day. Seriously? He wants me to build his team. Oh my god, he's got a Dro. And he's got 5 copies of Lorelei. And 1 copy of Veg. A virtual murder mystery game. Nice. You're short 200. 200 is doable. You have peaks, and you can buy a bunch from... Let me see. What do you get in the course of the event? If you're doing any wish spins, you can get a bunch there. You can buy a bunch from Planet Trial. You have Tavern and Fuse reset. You'll just need to spend like 10,000 gems on keys. Vikas, take lore. Adrian, you should always stock up Kurt, as many as you can. To pull 1 round on the first day is 330. 328. Unless your reset doesn't do. So 328 or 329. Is Wish Wheel worth it to get keys? No, don't spin Wish Wheel just for keys. Alright, so this guy's team is something else. Simon, you are too late. Hey, Roman. Man. This poor guy with a dro and he can't even convert it. See, Bonat, probably you should just skip it. Do your one round. 30 free spins is gonna make absolutely zero progress on the event. Just the numbers that I posted were actually wrong. You get way less from idling than I thought. This is a Unity team. So it feels like this guy hasn't been playing, or he took a break. But no, he has Yig, so I guess not. Huh. I don't know what this guy's doing then. This team gets probably an 8. But he didn't submit a team, so I'm going to give it 7. Yeah, don't waste your spins for keys. Because you don't guarantee that you're going to get any keys. You could spend all 30 spins and end up with like 6 keys. So it's not really worth it. Take it easy, Ward. Wow, Tien just came in and asked the exact same question that Vikas asked. So this team, I would have given it an 8. Would it get an 8? Maybe not. Maybe not, actually. It's not amazing. Yeah, I guess it would get an 8. Snipe Dragon, it is absolutely the same this round. The event's pretty mediocre for free stuff. So he would have gotten an 8. We'll give him a 7. But you would like to finish Kurt or Lorelei, I guess. But not Shude, not Monkey King, and not Mars. So focus on Kurt and Lorelei. Or Azathoth. Azathoth would be nice. Alright, next will be Asu. Really? Ah. All right, there. There. Is that more clear? All right. All right, who does this team lose to? It loses to Reaper, it loses to Detlaf, it loses to all the assassins. On offense, it's going to lose to Verthandi. All right, Jonathan, I got your question. If you're losing, it might be because of the Lorelei skin. You beat Reapers? Reapers with what, though? Thon, you have no idea what's coming Lunar New Year. Lore better than Saizo? Honestly, I don't find lore that amazing in PvE. Birdie, my best guess is people are going to end up with about 1,700 for free, which means you won't even reach Diamond Key. So you'd have to pay over $20 just to get the Diamond Key. And then additionally onto that if you want to get the Yig or Skuld. Alright, so maybe you can beat Reaper. You definitely lose to all Assassins and Detlef. I can see this losing to... I can see it doing pretty good against Valkyries. Well, Thon, the entire name of the game is guessing. You make your guesses. I have no idea what's coming. You have no idea what's coming. So you can save and skip this one if you don't think that if you want to bet on there being something amazing next round, but if there is nothing, you're going to regret not playing this event too. So take it, do whatever you want to do. Who would this lose to? Pretty much just Detlef and Assassins? It should do pretty good against Verthandi. It should actually do really good against Verthandi. Nathan, that's not really true. Remember that you cannot get Yig from Moonstones yet. Kurt from Moon or Skuld from Moon? Neither, unless you're making them T4 with that next copy. I'll give this a... I'll give this a 7. Give this a 7. Yig is also does not cost 50,000 gems. He costs like 30,000. I can't give it a 4 because it beats average teams. The whole point is, do you win more often than you lose with the team? And you do, because this team has the potential to beat a lot of mediocre teams. The only counter is, like I said, Detlef and Assassins, which means that you lose to those, but you win against all the Freyas, the Verthandis, the Loreleis, the Aeginas. You beat all of those. That means the team is good. Nathan, I'm not saying to play the event or not to play it. I'm saying you make the decision yourself. If the event is worth playing to you, then do it. I gave up trying to say you should or should not because people do whatever they want to do anyway, right? Okay. Classics, it's very hard to level up heroes to max level. It's very, very time consuming. So it is not unusual for people to be stuck at lower than max level for a long time, because it takes you like a month to level one hero to 300 for most people. All right, this is Joseph. Why does this guy have 3 T3s? Oh my god. And why are you stuck on a Unity team? What the heck is this guy doing? And he pulled for Yig, so he's still active. What are you doing? Alright, Joseph, rule 1 is you need to be finishing T4s. Taking all these heroes to T3 is junk. It's straight up junk. Oh yeah, 2 unities. You're right. You're right. So he has no Horde. Oh, that's worse. Horde is the best one. Like, if you could have made this Valkyrie T4 and not had the Aegina at all, this team would be significantly better. It doesn't matter if you're waiting for copies. You should not be building them. You should not be building multiple heroes past T3. You wasted 9 9-star fodders on this. And you know what it's going to do? It's going to make you lose to people that actually have T4s. This will lose to almost every team with three T4s. 3, maybe 4. And you'll lose to them because your heroes are T3. It's a very significant upgrade for a lot of heroes for that T4 because their active gets a lot better. So, wow, that's pretty bad. Okay. You have 2 copies of Lore and 1 copy of Kurt. Your progress is to finish these. Your progress is to finish Valk. If you're looking at taking 2 copies of Lore and making her T3 alongside these 3, I literally never want to see your team again. Like, if that was your question, do I make T3 Lore next? And I'm guessing it was. And if you did that, the next time you came in here, I would give you a 0. So that's your answer, is work on Valk, work on Skull, work on Aegina, do whatever it takes, finish your T4s. That being said, this is a decidedly mediocre team. I mean, it's fine because he's got Verth and Freya. But then when you consider he's got all these 3 heroes and he's going to be facing other people that have full T4s, then you're going to start losing. Like, if they have Verth, Freya, and Detlaf, just 3 T4s, you probably lose. Even though you have 3 people at T3. Think about that. Just because they have the third one is T4. So we'll give this... We would have given it a 7.5. But we're going to deduct... Oh my god. I want to deduct 2 points. The Queen of PvE is actually Freya. The second may actually be Yig. Aegina isn't quite a queen in the sense that she doesn't change the flow of battle. If you can keep her alive, she does a lot of damage, but her control is very limited because silence is not as useful as the other crowd controls. So if you want a 3rd place after Freya and Yig, it's probably just Kurt. So I'm going to give this guy... I'm going to take away 2 points for that. Because it's not even that he has 2 T3s. He has 3 T3s. Not T1, not T2. He took them all the way to T3. And that's like, what? So, Joseph, this would have been a 7.5, but you lose points. Snipe Dragon, yes. Because for PvE, you're playing against such overscaled enemies, you have no chance fighting them on an even footing, meaning you need to RNG them out. You need to get lucky and have your Freya petrify all 6 twice in a row. Like, that's really the best way to win. When you consider just how much stronger enemies are than you, which is like 10 times your amount of health and attack, there's no way to just fight them on an even footing. So, man. Well, Joseph, I mean, I hope you get the idea, because half-assing your team is a quick way to lose. Simple as that. Now, Monkey King's Reflect sucks. Verthandi's Reflect sucks. And then, when it takes you all that time to do 6 million damage to finally kill a hero, and they revive with another 6 million life, That is where you cry. Because that is the only answer. And it's not that easy to do 6 million damage on one hero. What is this? This is a flex. What is this? That's a Yig, right? This team is actually very highly RNG. So I think it's not as good as it could be. I'd probably rather have the Vegiseer than the Yig, but if he has the Yig and he's just having fun with it, then, you know, go for that. I'll give this team a 9. I personally feel that if this was a Vegiseer, I'd give it a 9.5. I think Veg is better here. But Yig can help you beat people that you were struggling with. So, planet trial enemies are slower. Yes. Planet trial enemies have base speed. Den does not. Den's enemies have, like, way high speed. And both of those you're dealing with ultra overscaled enemies, so... What should you focus on? God, what do you focus on at this point? You focus on more Kurtz, more Themises, more Bales, more Skulls. You focus on dupes of the high tier support like Valkyrie and Lorelei. How does someone have questions about where to go from here? Like, how did you make this team and have VIP 9 and not be sure what to make? I have questions. I have questions. Den 550, 550's hard. Muse just beat 550. Muse just beat 550 with God, what did he use? Azathoth. I think he had Phoenix, Skuld, Valk, Lore, Azathoth, Freya? Something to that extent. Like, he beat that with... He beat 550 with that. It's not easy, but it can be done. And I've done it too without Kurt, because my alt does not have Kurt. You don't have Phoenix? Then... Okay. Oh, it was Verthandi. Okay, so I had it right minus Verthandi. But yeah, so Muse beat 550 with that team. And he probably... Pogi beat 585 with a crazy Wolf Rider Lindbergh team. Where Lindbergh did like 20 million... No, was it Bale? Bale did like 20 million damage. But it's easy to copy Muse's team. It's very hard to copy Pogi's. We'll say that. Pogi has Bale. It's almost like you don't even know who Pogi is. Pogi's the guy that said Bale was going to be godlike when there wasn't even T4 in the game. Hey, Foila. Alright, Grimfy, I feel like you submitted last time. He did not. He submitted the time before. The thing about Wolf Rider is that if an enemy is stunned, you do 100% extra damage to that enemy. That is massive. That is massive. Verthandi instead of Phoenix? Phoenix would also work. I mean, he's only using Verthandi because he doesn't have Phoenix. I did it with, I think, that team, but with Phoenix instead of Verthandi. So, for your entire team to do 105% against stunned enemies, and then you have Bale go off on them, it's over. It's over. Once you beat 550, is it smooth to 585? No. 577 is also hard. Let me rate Grimfee and then I'll show you guys. Alright, so Grimfee has this. Alright, building lore next, not bad. Replace the Phoenix with another Kurt and Valk with Viv. Rubber Soul, at that point, you can do pretty much anything you want. You can throw in a Kurt, you can throw in a Viv, you can throw in almost anything you want. It's still going to be good. As long as you have Kurt and Skuld, the rest of it doesn't really matter. This is a good team. I'll give this a 7. I'll give this an... I'll give it an 8. I feel like to get above an 8 at this point, you gotta have a higher damage hero. Mara stun work with Wolf Rider? Absolutely. If Mara stuns someone, the rest of your team does an extra 105% damage to them. As easy as that. Giovanni, it is keys for Kurt. Hero summon for Kurt and... oh god, who was it? I can't remember who it was. Lore, I think? And then up chest is Zexanoth, and there's a new World Tree event that has an idle currency, but it's pretty pay to win. Yeah, it's lore. So pre-idling is not required for it. Alright, so Grimfee gets an 8. It's a good team. Did he have questions? He did not ask questions. So your goal is finish Lorelei and finish whoever you can finish after that. Phoenix would be nice. Themis would be nice. Veg would be okay at this point. Alright, so real quick. This team... I don't remember if I had Azathoth or not when I beat 550. But I beat 550 with this account, with this team. And now I am really hard stuck at this one, which is this team. This team is ridiculous. Georgie, Kurt's just amazing. You should always do Kurt. So this team, I just don't know how to beat it, honestly. Let me see. I guess I would go about it this way. So I guess I would use this team, but like this 577 is hard. It's really hard. Oops. He landed all of his Petrify. Wow, I can't believe he did that. Lindbergh took out 2 bubbles and Monkey King exactly took out those 2 same people. You beat 577 with Themis Bale? Well, of course. But take a look at how strong my Bale is, and take a look at how strong my Themis is. So, and look how strong my Kurt is. Because I don't got copies for any of them. Like, the point that you have Themis, you should be at Den 585. Period. It almost doesn't matter what the rest of the team is. If you have Themis Freya, you should be at 585. Period. End of story. If you're not, you don't know what you're doing with your team. Saizo? Oh yeah, I have a 6-star Saizo. Like, Themis is just amazing for PvE. So actually, she might be in 3rd place behind Freya and Yig. So Freya, Yig, and Themis would be the highest 3 for PvE. Probably Themis over Yig, then. Because Yig really focuses on the backline. Kurt Skuld? Kurt's Scold is not enough to beat Den. Freya is really the key to beating Den if you want to do it. If you don't have Freya, you better have like a Kurt plus a Themis or a Bale. Then you can maybe power through it. But if you don't have that, you should just random it with Freya. All right. You made your Verthandi 7? She's a good one. Hi, Sana-san. First T4 Hester. Oh my god. Standard Unity is enough to beat it if you have Kurt, Themis, Bale. Tyr versus Gaia Bulga on Themis. Play around with it and try it yourself. There are very many arguments for both of those. You broke down Verthandi for Skuld when you have Aegina? Wow. Alright, so that was not the best choice. Verthandi is amazing. Verthandi is better than Aegina on this team. Verthandi is better than Aegina in every single mode except probably Den and Planet Trial. And by doing that, this person probably has 0 Phoenix Stones left. So you used your only Phoenix Stones to break down a hero that's good even until you have 15 T4s. Okay, well, it's not a matter of it's not hard to build her again. It's a matter of this guy is VIP 0. And you just wasted probably a month worth of resources to make a decision that didn't help you. Potentially more than a month of resources. Like you just poof, gone. Nathan, it's not that I don't want to build Verthandi, it's that I have copies of better heroes. I don't need to build more. I don't need to build her. And I already have a good tank on all 3 teams. She's good, but I have better. The reason Verthandi is lower on the tier list is because Aegina is pretty good for Den. That's what I said. Aegina is only better in Den Planet Trial. Aside from that, Verthandi is better. Aegina might help in PvP as well. If you're going to break down Aegina or Det, I would break down Aegina first. Why do you want to break heroes? Aegina is only worse when you consider her position on a burst team. When you're fighting higher team, when you're trying to fight at the highest level, Verthandi does better. For teams at this level, Aegina does better. The T4 Veg can do in the back. I've seen him do like a good 4 or 5 million damage. Pawns, I suggest you don't be so aggressive with converting heroes. You're throwing away 300 million purple by converting your debt, by breaking down your debt laugh. Just poof, 300 million purple. That's more than a month's worth of resources. And that's why I just can't recommend it. People at this level should not be breaking down heroes because they're so hard to level. Angel, I got submissions for this stream can only be in the Discord channel. Wow. Squalzy, it's a lot. Alright, well, we're gonna... Oh, you're gonna convert... You're gonna... swap him for lore? Oh, you get 70% purple back? Okay. So you're actually only throwing away like 100 million purple? How can you join the Discord? Well, there's a link up there and there's a link down here. Okay, so if you swap for Lorelei, this team will become pretty good. But we're not going to critique that change, and we're not going to critique... He broke down Verthandi, as you can see. Which is much, much worse. In terms of damage, Veg more reliable than Dro? Why would you only rank by damage? When you consider how much support Veg gives versus how much Dro gives, Veg wins on freeze alone. Good night, Narciso. Murad, why would you bother with that? Why not build a different T4 instead? Converting is just not worth it. Just build the Themis from scratch and go slow. $260 million purple. Alright, let me see how much it costs to actually get them from... Oops, wrong app. Alright, let's see here. Alright, total cost is 416 million. So you're throwing away 150 million purple. And you said you get back 64 million gold. You threw away 130 million gold. So you're throwing away 130 million gold and 150 million purple. That's a month. That's over a month of resource that you just trashed. And yeah, Phoenix Stones are very, very limited. Alright, so we'll rate the rune. Well, oh god. Yeah, you lose the rune. Do you get back gold when you lose the rune? The rune is 50 million gold from 1 to red 2. 66? Okay. Do you lose all of that? Man, you're looking at like months and months of losing resources. That's just ridiculous. And Kage, that's the whole point. Here to help. Alright, so we're not going to rate Hans's very, very bad decision. We're only going to rate the team. It's an okay team. It's an okay team. So now it's not even 150 million, or no wait, what was it? You're losing like 200 million gold. So you threw away 200 million gold and 150 million purple and 5 Phoenix Stones, which cost $100. You threw that away in the trash. You threw it in the trash. Top on your server means honestly nothing. As soon as your server merges, you're screwed. All right, so this team, it's not terrible. I'll give it an 8. I'll give it an 8. I feel like if you didn't have 2 undeads, it could be an 8.5. But undeads are just decidedly not higher end tier. They're not high end heroes to want to hang on to on a PvP team. Felix, finish a T4 at a time. Doesn't matter which one. Pick one and go with it. How many servers are in Honor? 64. Well, one G server is 8 servers, and it's 8 G servers, but if you're not merged, then it's 64. So right now, he's only fighting, I think, 8 servers in his cluster. No, I think he's fighting all 64, right? No, I think he's just fighting 8. So he's doing he's doing good for where he is, but as soon as he hits a server merge, he's doomed. So, oh well. All right, Flaming Cheetos. So the guy, what Flaming Cheetos said is that he faces a mirror team and he loses 100% of the time. And why is that? Aegina top 10? I don't think so. If she is, she's at the bottom of it. Because you have Valk, Phoenix, Skuld, Lorelei, Kurt, Themis, Bale, Freya, Yig. If she's there, she's 10th. But I'm not sure. Mementos, that's a good question. 5 T3 or 5 T4s at VIP 0 with level 147 is pretty crazy. Alright, so what he did say is that he's a whale, meaning Lorelei probably has the skin, but that's not major. It could be Ragnarok's. It could be energy. It could be... I guess without seeing his team, we can't really say for sure. But definitely, Rune, Artifact, Lorelei skin makes a difference. And possibly talents as well. No, Nathan. He says he's fighting against a whale with the exact same team, and he's losing every single time. Meaning... he's losing to a mirror match every single time. And we're trying to figure out what the difference is. So then we go into... it could be any of those. Of course it's not the same power. Mirror just means heroes. Think about it in a fighting game. When you have a mirror match, it's the same hero against each other. But it's 2 completely different people playing it. So they do different things. So it could be artifacts, talents, runes. Yeah, it could be any of that. I really don't know. If he's only VIP 4, I bet you he does not have a single Ragnarok. That's probably pretty major. And then I don't know what his talents are. Guild Tech is minor. Guild Tech is not minor. Or, I mean, it's not major. His CE for this team? Alright, let's see here. Let's see here. What is my CE? Oh, wait. I'm on the wrong account. So he's at 3.8. And I am at 4.0. So for you to be at 420 is actually pretty high, because I don't even have that. Like, I don't even have 4.2, so that's actually kind of scary, Andrew. And I have maxed guild tech and I have Ragnaroks and everything. Nathan, I prioritize star shards as often as you have heroes that need them. There is no get 3, get 5. There is only if you have heroes on your honor team that still need star shards, then you need more star shards. So, Andrew, I don't even know how you got 4.2. But yeah, also that is true. Ragnarok reduces power by a lot. But Andrew probably has 2 Ragnaroks, don't you? Talents are bad. Maybe he doesn't have good talents. Unfortunately, I don't have the answer to that. But in terms of what I can see on this team, take your 9.5 and go. Kyoji, the reason that I don't have speed lore is because lore is not on my primary team right now. So because I'm not using lore as a full support on my team, I'm just using her as damage on other teams. I know he doesn't have Valkyrie. He's using this. This is his team. This is the same team as the team that I'm looking at over there. So, yeah, I don't have speed lore right now. So, do a very deep, in-depth look at what your gear is and see if you can figure out what's causing you to lose. Because having no Ragnaroks is honestly night and day. Especially on a burst team like this. It really is. Just by him having one Ragnarok can change the win rate a lot. And if he has more than one, because he's a big whale, you might be screwed. Is Azathoth required? No. He's just fun. Like I've said many times, as long as you have Skuld and Kurt, the rest of it is not as important as you think it is. Everything else at that point becomes a counter pick. So you use Azathoth if you know Exile is going to mess up their team, but or if they have Vivienne. But if they have neither of those, then Azathoth is, you can trade him out for like a Themis or something like that. Support Kurt with energy. You better be pairing him with like a Themis or a Bale at that point. But also support Kurt runs the issue of being very expensive to change back and forth. A whale is someone that's spent a lot of money on the game. Wait a minute, Minato submitted last time. You got past my filter. Grimpy submitted last time. Oh my god. Alright, Grimpy and Minato are not allowed. Grimpy and Minato are banned from the next 2 or 3. We'll say the next 2. You got past my filter. So now I'm going to copy... Hey, Shadow Beast. I'm going to copy that out and make sure I know. I am... Grrr. Grrr, how dare you? I asked people not to submit 2 times in a row and you didn't listen to me. I'm very upset. I am very upset. Oh, now I'm saving it. Now it is being saved specifically for that. Who is this again? Galaxy Axel. Wait, let me read very closely because I know I saw his name before. Well, like I said, Azathoth is a counter pick. He's good, but he's not required. Most of these names are familiar because a lot of people submit often. But I used to think that people would be good about not submitting multiple times in a row, and I was wrong. Alright, this team I'm going to give a 9, just because of Aegina. If it wasn't an Aegina, I would give it a 9.5. I feel like this is the kind of hero list you're like, what's the problem here? You've got an amazing team. Where do you need to go from here? And he's got Saizo. So the only real improvement is Themis Bale as a Thoth. Oh well. Alright, moving on. Grand Milo. Verthandi instead of Aegina. Yeah, I don't really want the... Well, okay. Hey, JSB. Are you really calling this team a joke? He's got Lore, Kurt, and Skuld. And Phoenix. And you call that a joke? This team demolishes every single team that doesn't have a Kurt. Rune for Veg, speed. You die round 2 with this team? How do you die round 2 if your Kurt fires and kills them? This is the kind of team that wins on round 2. I think he's trolling. I think he's trolling. Especially if he has energy on Freya and Aegina. My goodness. Kurt with Rag. You think he's Stathis? I don't think so. I think Stathis comes in as Stathis. His Kurt has Ragnarok, so there is no way he can lose that fast. Phoenix is good for burst. What does bold mean? Bold means someone who's not afraid to take risks. Yeah, Phoenix is better for a burst team, I think. Verthandi is better for a more sustained team. But once you reach burst, this is fine. But if you start seeing battles go to like 6-7 rounds, then Verthandi is a great option. Should you convert Verthandi to Scold or make from scratch? You should make from scratch. Between Kurt and Themis, I would put it on Kurt. Energy, Freya, Phoenix, Scold. I would consider getting a 4th Star Shards and putting it on Aegina. Phoenix energy is too random to rely on. Oh, come on. So this is Trollcraft. I think he said he left. Rag on lore is fine. It is, but you'd rather put it on Kurt. Should you return Dro for Dettlaff? I would rather you convert Dro into like a Vegvasir. I would never recommend people return heroes. Okay, so if you have two... Wait, you have 2 Rags VIP 0? Am I doing something wrong with this game? How is that possible? How does a free-to-play player have 2 Ragnaroks? Oh my god. I don't even want to see this team anymore. Take your 9 and go away. Doesn't matter what you do with them. Ragnaroks are too good. Alright, so this guy, he said that I got a 6.5. I kind of agree with that again. I would say this is a 7.5, maybe an 8 team. Maybe an 8, but then you lose at least a point for having these Lorelei and Dro. Is Veg better in the back or in the front? He's more reliable in the front. I would not give this an 8.5. Actually, I could, but I think I won't. I'll give it an 8. And then I'm going to take away a point for having multiple for having a Lorelei and a Dro at T1, T3. So we'll give him a 7. He would have had an 8, but you lose points. All right, next is Clinton. That is actually a name I have not seen before. So this is a brand new person. Wow, Kurt already? What the? Why? What? What is this? What are these people doing? Kurt does fine on this team. I mean, Scold is not as critical early on because you're not dealing with tons and tons of crowd control. So you really only need to resist, or you only need to get past 1 Freya shot or 1 Aegina shot, which is easy because he's got Verthandi who raises your he is VIP 9? No, he is not. He is VIP 0. The Verthandi raises your crowd control resistance by what? 20%, I think? Which means Kurt will do fine. My goodness. Yeah, 88% are rare. Alright, so I would have given this an 8. I think just an 8. But I'm going to take away a 1.5 because he's got this. I think I'm going to take away a point if it's 2 heroes and a 1.5 if it's 3. Up to like... And the other guy lost 2 points because he had 3 T3s. Oh my god, that's bad. So I would have given him an 8 and he loses a 1.5 for bad life decisions. Aegina to Lorelei. You would keep Aegina, honestly. Most people should be keeping Aegina. You can only really think about getting rid of her if you've got like 10 T4s and you're looking to optimize damage. But if you haven't finished like a really good honor team yet, you should probably just keep that. Martin, if you know you do not need Verth for honor, you can do it. Again, like I've said, that's only at a point where you have 3 honor teams. Because if you put Verthandi solo on a 3rd honor team, she actually does great to like surprise people. Hey, Abishai. Alright, so that was Clinton. Next is going to be Booters. Whoops. Gay McGay. I don't know about that. Hey, Draken. Can someone tell me how many I've done? Wait, did that guy have a Freya 7? I mean, he's got a T4. Whatever. He may have considered building a 2nd Freya. Or this is fodder. There's a lot of things going into that choice. $19, dang it. Alright, I gotta go faster then. Let's go faster. Why do I even need to see this? Take your 9 and go. Who would do good to replace Freya, Themis, or Kurt? What the? If you have the choice between Themis and Kurt, what kind of ridiculous player are you? I don't give it 9.5 because of Freya. Freya is not enough at this point. She's too random. Is it okay to take Rilia to 9? You can. You can take anyone to 9. She'll just be fodder at that point. And she's going to be trash as a team. Aside from... She's going to be trash as a tank. At that level, though. She's great early on. But once you start seeing 8 to 9 stars... You would start... Rilia really falls off. Detlef on this team? No. Absolutely not. Detlef's trash on this team. This team stays the same as that. It's a 9. You have too many RNG heroes. Aegina alone is not negative points. I think the Freya is what stops it. 9.1. Alright, fine. We'll give him a 9.25. He does have a Lorelei. But... yes, you would swap Freya with either Themis or Kurt. Take your flex and go away. You don't want Lorelei? Why don't you want Lorelei? Is it because you don't like winning? I mean, that's a legitimate question. Do you not like winning? Oh ho! RNG heroes are not reliable by nature. So they work if you just want to have fun, but if you want a team that wins reliably, you can't use them. So Yig is out, Freya is out, Aegina is out, Detlef is out. They don't belong on the highest level of PvP teams. I like feeding myself for Bold to get Honor Championship. Gah! Let's see if he wins this one again. Freya is very, very random. Alright, so this is Imako. Second lore. Second lore is good. But 2 lores on the same team is iffy. If you're going to build a second Lorelei, you may just want to build Ultima. Freya with a Veg or a second Skuld. Yep, either of those is great. I've been wanting to make a joke video about what makes a good team, but I haven't. I have to actually record it. I haven't had time. All right, so this is the beginning. Oops, this is the beginnings of a good team, actually. This is the beginnings of a very good team. So you can already fodder this Rilia. You can fodder the Walnir. You can fodder the Olivia. So you can get Verthandi up pretty high. And then if you use Luna as fodder, you can take Verthandi straight to T4. Fitboy, it's coming in... The key event is coming in 18 hours. Fodder Reaper. Yeah, you could fodder Reaper too. So it's worth it to cannibalize most of your bag to take Verthandi straight to T4. However, gold souls is probably limited. That is 40,000 gold souls. That's not a small amount. Yeah, that's 40,000 gold souls. So he probably doesn't have that much. But it would be worth it to do. I also don't know if he has copies of Verthandi, because I can't see the bag. Wait, who is this? This is Obkuren. No, this is Ima... What? Imako changed his name. He's not optimizing? Definitely not. Too many people are leveled up. This Verthandi's to max level is so much higher priority than all of this stuff. Also, yeah, you are wasting your flags making all these 7 stars. At this point, you really focus, leave someone at 6 until you can take them straight to 9 and decide what you want to use with them. So this team is actually pretty good. But you could optimize a lot better with your resources and your flags. What would I give this team? 8? 7.5 or 8? I'm not sure. We'll give it a 7.5. We'll just say 7.5. But yeah, cannibalize your stuff. Get rid of all these 9. Get rid of a bunch of these 9 stars and make Verthandi. I think Verthandi is a better first T4 than Freya, so do take that in mind. All right, here is Qatar. Qatar is gonna take a 9.5 and go. My gosh. This is the flex point. Do you need another Kurt? Honestly, I wouldn't put another Kurt on this team. But you could do it and replace Phoenix. And it would be fine. When you have 3 damage dealers on one team, it's ridiculous. It's just hard to stop. Alright, take your 9.5 and go away. Will you get back 100% of resources for fodder? Nope. Nope. You get back like 50%. You get back 30% gold and 75% and 70% purple. Replace Phoenix with Skuld. You could do that too. But he wants to put in a Kurt. So you could even replace Valkyrie with Skuld and Phoenix with Kurt. Like, at this point, there isn't a best option. There is only do whatever you like. And it could work. And it's going to work. At that point, it's really counterpick territory. Depends what your opponent has. Alright, next is MT. Is Lorelei a good first person to level? No, she is not. Do I use Detlef in late game? Only for Expedition and Void Boss. And Friend Boss, Guild Boss. I do not use him in PvP at all. He's not that good anymore. He's great early, but not in late game. Why? What? Why are people giving me teams like this? No Kurt is fine. This beats Kurt teams. It can beat Kurt teams. Does it beat them reliably? No, not really. Alright, we'll give it a 9. Is Azathoth? Azathoth is amazing. You have one, don't you? You have one. This first hero is an Azathoth. You built him, you got his skin, and you're asking if he's good? Alright, so Gigi Gigs on my server has basically... He had a team similar to this, and I beat him 100%. But he thinks it's because he doesn't have any Ragnaroks. Converting for Freya for Azathoth? I think it's wrong because Freya is absolutely the queen of Planet Trial and Den. Single-handedly, she is the queen. Angel, I really can't take team questions outside of what's being submitted right now. My alt at VIP 0 gains 1 level in like a week. So this guy could have, I don't know, a year and a half of playtime, but that's a ridiculous team for VIP 0. It kind of doesn't matter. It kind of doesn't make sense. I mean... 11 months? That's ridiculous. It's such a good team for free to play. Best things to buy from the Moon Shop? Star Shards until you have 2 of them, and then you can buy heroes after you already have like 7 copies. Buying your 2nd or 3rd copy of a hero with Moonstones is a waste of effort. Lacking purple badly. He's lacking gold and purple, but he's got tons of gems. This is a crazy team for VIP 0. It really is. I mean, you can't even say iffy. We have the proof right here. The proof is he's VIP 0. That is amazing. It is really amazing. But we'll give it a 9 because Kurt, having Freya is already bad, and then having no Kurt, you tend to lose against people with Kurts. But it's a really good team. We'll give it a 9.25, just like Booters. This is... my god. My god, this is ridiculous. He has 7 T4s. Not even just 6. He has 7 because he has Detlef too. Man. Luck is just so big in this game. Luck is just too much. Okay. Qatar, if you have any Viviennes on your server, You should see your team blow them up because of your team. Azathoth kills Vivienne's. Alright, this is... Wait. Doesn't Europe use commas instead of periods? Am I remembering that wrong? Alright. Wow, this is a... Wow! I'm straight up giving this a 9. I am straight up giving this a 9. That's really good. Imagine, remember, he's going against people that only have 5. And he's got 5 top-end ones. Well, minus Freya, but... Oh, wait, no, that Kurt's T3. Oh, well. It's still good. I'll give it a 9. What? And he asked, focus on T4 next. Well, obviously Kurt, but... Lorelei, I guess? Lorelei would be the best choice out of what you've got. Alright, next is Say My Name. Who was that? That was Murad. He didn't submit last time, did he? He did not. Alright. Why do I see your horde stuff? I don't want to see that. Okay. Kurt as third T4. After 1 week, T4 Freya. T4 Vivienne. Scold. So Freya, then Kurt, then Scold is great. Is great. Hey, Adrea. Vivienne is a good one, also. Yig is probably not someone that people should focus on until they've already got a full team of 6. Yig is just too random. He's got 7 Yigs. That's honestly pretty normal. A lot of people have 7 Yigs. Oh, actually, that means he got really lucky because he didn't make him 6 stars. Dang! Okay. That's really lucky, then. Unless you bought, like, the $50 one. Oh, baby cat. Alright, so this team on its own, I'll give it an 8. It's a pretty solid team. Do I live summon tomorrow? I will... Lucky from conversion? Okay. Lorelei over Bale? Nope. I take Bale. But Lorelei is better than a lot of other heroes. Alright, so we'll give this an 8. It's a good team. Hey, look what's happening over here. There is a cat sleeping there, and Olivia is checking her out. Good old Olivia cat. You got cookie? I want a cookie. There's no counter for your Vivienne. Ragnarok's also counter. Steven, yep, you're welcome to join. Oh, hi. What's up? Where are you going? Alright, so now she is chilling right here. She came on over. Hi, Olivia. So that is Olivia cat. She's not on camera a lot, so I'm happy she's here hanging out with me. All right. What artifact is good for Monkey King? Ragnarok, Gaia Bolga, Dragon Blood. Basically damage artifact. How can you join? All you gotta do is be here in the chat and say you want to pull, and then you gotta be on Discord and you do a voice call on Discord and share your screen. You can do it with just a phone. On Bale, I use regular attack on Bale because I'm pairing it with a Ragnarok. I am not building Bale as a crit person. Alright, next is Donnie. Sonam, well, I'm here to try and minimize people making those kind of mistakes. At which point in the game should you start prioritizing artifacts? I don't understand the question. How many flags do I have? I have like 300 flags. Which is going to be gone in one fuse event. So it's bad. My flags are bad. Steven, the text over there says don't skip Kurt. You should never skip Kurt. Alright. Alright, Donnie says that he wanted to make Detlaf, but he has more copies of Berthandi. The answer is you've come this far with Detlaf, stick with him. He's an amazing first T4. He's also regularly available in the Advanced Wheel and the Soul Shop, so you can get more copies of him fairly easily. He's not that hard to get. How do I get a lot of flags? The farther you are in Planet Trial, the more flags you get per day. Simple as that. Like, I get 17 per 2 days from Planet Trial. So they, you know, I kind of get more. But my idle rate is probably about the same as yours. You will skip Kurt because the next event will be Bale. Ha! That's what you think, isn't it? Good night, Adrea. It's nice to dream, isn't it? Oh, wait a minute. Nah, I'll just go with it with this team. Alright. Let's let this go. Alright, so Donnie with this team. Hey, Nick. Oh, no, I lost my cat. I thought she was going to come sit with me. She left. Oh. Unfortunately, until Detlaf is T4, this team is okay. Oh, hey. It's not amazing. But we'll give it... What will we give it? We'll give it a 7.5, I guess. Also, why is Moonlight 163 so ridiculous? Moonlight 163 is like not even a fair level. So we'll give this a 7.5. It's not bad. How do I do when I have a trashy team? I die at 5. Know anything about office chairs? I like having... So I have one with a mesh back. And I like it. I think it's enough support. It's a light chair. But I would say you have to sit in them. With office chairs, you really have to sit in them and know what you want out of it. Because no matter what they look like, they can be very, very uncomfortable. Unless you try them out. Okay, next will be Muse, except Muse has no questions. I feel like I would give this an 8.5. It's a fine team, but just considered, just rated against what else is out there. It's not top end. That's all. I know it's good against everyone that doesn't have a Kurt Themis Bale. Hey, Croto. A gaming chair for home office? Yeah, I don't know anything about gaming chairs. You can actually still go to stores to try out chairs. I would actually really say I would not recommend buying an office chair without sitting in it or getting tons of critique, because office chairs are very, very particular to the person sitting. So what one person finds comfortable is absolutely not the same as what you may find comfortable. Yeah, I'll give this a 9. I think it's a really good team. It feels like damage is lacking. It wins against a whale with Themis and Kurt. It really feels that just on paper, that should be more your Freya going off than anything else. It really doesn't feel like this is a team that should beat that. Phoenix, Themis, Kurt, Scold, Freya, Lore. And they're all max level? And you... See, now your Lore... No. It is consistent enough. That is weird. That is really weird. You think 8.5? Bios says he can't beat Kurtz at all. 50-50 with the same team. Lore 250. So your Lorelei ruins his Freya. That's for sure. But that doesn't make sense. This should not be beating a Themis Kurt team with that kind of reliability. Is his Themis in the back? And does he have any Ragnaroks? On paper, it doesn't make sense. I don't understand. Maybe he has bad talents. Like maybe he doesn't have good talents and good artifacts. It just feels like if you were fighting that same team, but so his Themis is on the front. Oh, well, that hurts him a lot. No, your Lore definitely blows him up. Because you're faster, and you're probably built for speed, and he isn't. Okay, so on paper, this gets an 8.5. I do not rate on how it works against your people on your server, because I'm rating how it would do against a player that knows what they're doing. Lindbergh and Peaks, you use energy. I'm going to say your opponent is a bad player. That he's wailed out and he's bought the good heroes and he doesn't know how to use them. Because you put this against any other player that knows how to use their Kurt, and I don't think you should be winning that. If your Valkyrie is healing, it means people are dying. And that doesn't add up either. So, I guess the answer is your opponent is not a good player. A card table chair, oh god. My chair was like $30 from Office Depot. But I did sit in it because that was... Oh my god. Oh no. This chair is 20 years old. Oh no. The chair that I'm sitting on is literally 20 years old. Oh my god. Oh my god, what have I done? But it's still comfortable. It doesn't squeak. It's very I maybe yeah. This office chair has lasted 20 years. No joke. Alright, next is Ward Explorer, who left really fast. Well, it doesn't squeak because I also put WD-40 on it. But yeah, it's holding up great. Absolutely great. Okay, let me see here. Okay, Croto. Let me start with that backwards. T4 is the level above 10 stars. Pre-idling is a lot harder to explain, but if you just started playing yesterday, I would say don't worry about it. You don't need to worry about pre-idling. Just play the game. You're welcome to join my Discord. The link is there, and we can help you out with general stuff. Also, link is here. If you have questions about the game, you're welcome to come on in and ask. And those are both much more advanced than you need to deal with at this time. Let's say that. I could be younger than my chair. Alright, so Phoenix, Freya, Detlaf. 7-star Akash. Why does he have so many Akashes? Doesn't this cost gold souls to take up to 50? I mean, it's only like 100, right? Or maybe it's like 50. But he is using gold souls to take this Akash to max level. Tanking with Monkey King is great. Monkey King's an amazing tank. Alright, so this team is... Does the lack of a tank hurt him? I don't think it does, actually. I'm going to give this an 8 and... I'm going to give it an 8. I'd say he's in the right direction, but I would like him to build a tank next. Maybe a Verthandi, maybe Phoenix, whichever one you can finish, but... I would say... I'm going to give it an 8. Oh wow, we do not have any losers today. Joseph is our only loser. You have around 120 gold souls. Why? You should be making that Verthandi T4 right now. Right now. Use up the Olivia, Walnir, Reaper, Aurelia, and the Luna, and make that Verthandi T4, and your team will go is amazing. So no, this is a different guy, different team. He is a different team. So this guy should focus on Detlaf and then focus on a tank. I don't know what he's got copies of because he's got this. And unlike Peaks, Loyal Chicken does not tank at this level. So I suggest you start looking into a new tank. But it's a good team. Alright. Next is Caleb. Why? Why do I need to see this team? What are these people? Take your 9 and go... Wait, 9.25. Take your 9.25 and go away. Replacing Freya with Themis, then Azathoth. Would Azathoth replace Lorelei? Yeah, you could do that. That would be fine. Olivia is the only 4-star with skin? Is that true? Alright, it looks like I'm not getting past Moonlight 163. I guess that's true, huh? Really? No, Rillia. Rillia is also a 4-star. So there are 2. Rillia and... How many gold souls do you need for 4 9-stars and a 10-star? A 9-star is something like 12,000 souls. And a 10 would be 34,000. A familiar question? Oh, I didn't see it. Familiar out to max speed or slowly level up to 300? Max speed is vitally important. Vitally, vitally important. So definitely focus on that. Alright, next is Mementos. It's very expensive to T4. It's very expensive to hit to T4 people. Is it like 12? Well, okay. Making a 9-star is 12,000, but when you fodder it, you get like 2,600 back. So you're not looking at spending a straight 10,000 on it, or a straight 12,000. And then also Fuse is going to give you how much? Let me see here. Fuse is going to give you 5,000 plus 8,000, 11,000. You can get 11,000 total out of Fuse. So if you try to plan around that, you can get a lot back. You may still be short though. Alright, so who was I looking at? I was looking at Mementos. Oh shoot. How many are left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh god. 7, 8, 9. There's 9 left? Alright, let's do them all. We're gonna do every single one today. Okay, artifacts. 2 star shards, Freya Watchman, and... No problem, Croto. And feel free to ask questions. People are not always answering, but in general, people will answer more often than not. Double Kurt better than Kurt Themis? I don't think there's such a thing as better. There is only it's better against certain people and worse against certain people. I find Themis to be very unreliable. Some people have said Bale is more reliable than Themis, so you have to play around with it and see like what you're doing. Or wait, where did your team go? Here. God, what does Watchman do for this team? Wait a minute. That's a T3 Lorelei and a T3 Watchman. -1 point. -1 point. Okay, so this would normally be 8. I feel like your damage lacks. I feel like people with Detlef are going to tear you apart. You need 1 copy with... That's still a terrible thing to do. You smack Detlefs? Detlef's paired with who, though? Well, okay. If you survive his first skill, then you kill them. If you don't, you lose. because of Watchman's Shield. Alright, so the thing that I question about that is I thought Watchmen wouldn't trigger if they die. I thought that if they went straight to 0, Watchman's Shield wouldn't activate. 1 Scald? No, the Scald doesn't count. The Scald dies early. The Scald dies round 2 or round 1 and is not a buffer for against Detlefs. Huh. So Watchman wins against that, huh? I don't like the team though. It doesn't. I feel like this is a team that will lose to decent heroes. Like, the Watchman is more of a gimmick than anything else. But if Detlef triggers on the Freya, and Freya comes back with the shield, that's 90% skill damage for Freya, which is big. It can be big. Let me see how Watchman works, actually. Yeah, skill damage by 90% for 4 rounds. I personally don't like it. Watchman's a gimmick. I don't like it. If it works, that's fine, but I still think it would fail against a good team. So, like I said to Muse, I don't rate higher because it works against the people on your server, because once you're in a merge and you deal with a whole bunch of people that actually have good teams, this team will fall apart. Angel T4s take a long time. Like 6 to 8 months minimum for one. Unless you pay. Okay, so we'll only... No. Okay, I can't penalize for Watchmen then. Watchmen and Yig I can't penalize for. Watchman's shield is wasted if they die. So they do die. So if their Detlef is actually built right, they should kill... They should kill the Freya before she comes back with the shield. So you must be fighting weak Detlefs. Harsh, you are too late for today's stream. Sorry. When you came in and you said you missed it, you really did miss it. Scald Revive? Scald Revive's not going to work at 10 stars. Unless they don't have someone with energy. And they're not killing this Scald round 1. But if they have a Detlef Freya, Freya fires round 1, Scald dies. And actually, Scald should eat Watchman's shield. So you're basically just fighting bad opponents. That is my answer to you. You're fighting bad opponents. But if they have a good Freya turn 1, this Scald will die, revive herself, and eat Watchman's skill, and then you get picked off by Detlefs. So I'm going to give this team an 8 because I don't like it. I do not like it. Watchman and Viv is fine, but the rest of your heroes better be Kurt, Scald. Well, that's their problem. They don't have good teams. Veg is bad early and Aegina is really bad early. I'm telling you, when you fight against a well-built team with Detlef, this won't work. And if that Aegina doesn't have energy, then even more so. How to make the best decision for T4? There's a tier list. There's a tier list in the video description. It will give you a general priority list for heroes to make T4. Alright, next is Crow. Scald or Themis first? I would rather have Scald. Although in your case, because you've got Watchmen, you probably can just make Themis first. You do lack damage. You're right. All right. Themis is a good one. All right. Holy cow. All right. So you said Hester is now T4 and Shude is there for Medusa. All right. Before I say anything, I'm going to look up Hester's T4 skill. You guys already kind of know what I'm about to do with this, but hold on. I want to know what she does at T4. All right, Hester deals 270% to backline, 42% chance to petrify, all allies skill damage by 30%. When petrify succeeds, increases all allies attack by 12.5% for 2 rounds, cannot stack. That's really bad. That is really bad. Well, when she petrifies, you get 12% attack on a 9-star who doesn't do anything against T4s. Alright, so Available is sitting there with a T3 Rillia, and he got a 2. Because he loses on offense. Does this team win on offense? No, it doesn't, because I know Hester has really low HP. Hester has really bad HP. The reason she actually has this lower HP than Rillia. And I used Hester for a long time at 5 stars when all I had was 5 stars. And she was great, but I knew she died really fast. Does this beat Rillia? No. It can't even beat a T3 Rillia. And T3 Rillia is already a 2. So this is going to be a 1.5. Maybe a 1. I'm actually very tempted to give it a 1. This is a team that not only loses really badly on offense, it also loses really badly on defense. Because Detlef doesn't even need to try hard to kill you. Your only advantage is speed. Because Hester is faster than Detlef. That is your only saving grace. Hester to Detlef. If you have more than 10 Phoenix Stones, I would do it. If you have 10 or less, you need to take a really good hard look at your account. Because Phoenix Stones are hard to come by, and Detlef is not super strong. Certainly not worth $100 change. I can't give it a 1.5. It gets a 1. It gets a 1. If you convert it to Detlef, though, this team instantly becomes a 7. Do you know how sad that is? Like, instantly, from Hester to Detlef, it's a $100 mistake. But you do that and the team goes up to a 7. Bios, it doesn't even matter. He loses to everything. He could have 9-star Valkyrie Phoenix Skuld and the team would still be a 1. There is no saving grace. So the one saving grace then is that Detlef is easy to get, and you should focus as much as you can into getting those Detlefs. D. Jason, I can't. I used Hester for too long. She only hits the back line. Actually, her Petrify range percentage is really good, but her HP is bad. It's so bad. You would win against Orphe? Well, that's kind of what the ranking is there for, right? To have a 1 means you win against potentially 10% of teams. Maybe. Maybe. Wow, I thought I was going to have a hard time picking a loser today. I guess that was not the case. Sorry, XBL Dash, but that is the realistic view of it. Hester is not a good hero. T4 Medusa. I actually think Hester loses to Medusa. All Medusa has to do is land one Petrify, and she'll probably do enough damage to kill Hester. Actually, how much HP does Hester have? Or Medusa, I mean. Medusa has more HP than Hester. Although Hester has really high attack. Why did he choose Hester? Because he got a lot of copies. Which is unfortunately not the best way to decide your heroes. Alright, so next is Voyage. Oh, hey! Imangali, you can even play up to 10 stars. You can't really make a mistake at the 10-star level. But just be aware that you could be impeding future progress by taking a mediocre hero to 10-star early. Because flags are really hard to get early in the game. Alright, this is a really good team. This is actually a really, really good team. I'm going to give this a 7.5. I feel like the Reaper is a little bit useless here. But I'm going to give this a 7.5. Reaper is good if he's over-leveled past the rest of your team. But if he's the same level, he is not... He spent Moonstones on a hero. Oh my god, you're right. He spent Moonstones on probably a Skuld. Reaper's good early. Okay, this guy bought Moonstones. I do not critique based on bad decisions. I can't do that. I can only say shame. Shame, 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 shame. And you made a terrible decision. Okay, we'll drop it to a 7. I think it's a good team, though. I think this team beats most 9-star teams out there. Lack of damage? He's got Valkyrie. Reaper is not low damage. We'll give it a 7. I don't think it's a bad team. But shame. Shame, shame, shame on buying a Skuld to get stuck at 9 stars. Wow, good eye. I did not even think to look at that. So by telling us you were free to play, you instead gave away your worst secret. I need a shame picture. Well, I'll stay up for a little bit longer. All right, let me get this one. No, how do I save it? How do I... Oh, can I save it here? No, how do I save it as a GIF? Why are they giving it to me as an MP4? I don't want an MP4. Why do they tell me it's a GIF and then it's not a GIF? This needs to be done. This needs to be done. Well, of course he needs to focus on a T4, but I think he's fine for where he is. If at this point it's not that easy to get enough copies to get people to 10 stars, maybe he's lacking copies and flags. And I fully understand that. So right now, this guy gets this. Shame. Shame, 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 shame. And I'm going to keep that. I'm going to show that off all the time. I feel like I'm going to use that on a lot of people moving forward. Alright, next is Aboyazan. Nope, that went to the wrong place. I'm warning you people, when people ask dumb questions, that's coming right on up. It will be there. It will be there. Okay. What is going on? Oh my god! Okay. Before we do anything, I feel like this one needs to come right back. Alright, so this team... Wow, I just got that, and I already got to use it again. That's great. So this team I would give like a 2, because Luna at least does some damage, a little bit. But then I would take away like 2 points because he's got a bunch of T2s. Can I give someone a negative score? Is that possible? Can I give someone a negative score? Of course he beats a single T3 Hester. But if that T3 Hester comes with 4 T2s, then you gotta run for your money. Can I give someone a negative score? Can I give him like an error score? My god. Can I say this? Can I say this? Negative score is better than that label? Haven't I seen worse? I have not. I have not. Wait, how did he get this skin? I don't see any yellow skins, so he straight up bought. He spent $100. He spent $100 for this skin for this team. He didn't buy yellow skins, otherwise Walnir would have it. Dro has it. So he bought the, I think he bought the battle pass. But if he had yellow skins, he would have bought Walnir, he would have bought Tiger King, he would have bought Martin. He would have bought something. But no, he straight up spent $100 for this. He's got a Walnir. You would still wear them. Even if you bought it just to have it, you would wear them. Anonymous, no. Martin has 2 skins and one of them is yellow. The Fire Mage one is red and the football player one is yellow. Sergeant Wolf, I would take Lorelei. By utility purposes, Lorelei is better. By looks purposes, Skuld is better. Alright, this guy gets a -1. This is something else. This is really something else. He has to be trolling me, right? He has to be. Alright, I want to finish. Four clerics? No, Luna's not a cleric. Good God. Good God. Good God. I should start pinning the losing teams. I'm going to start pinning teams that have losing. Who was the other one that had it? It was Crow. Alright, so Ishan. Oh, this is fine. This is an okay team. It's not great. I would have preferred that instead of this veg being T1, you would have waited and maybe used the Mulan as fodder to make the Ripper T3 instead. Having a Ripper as a solo T4, he's actually one of the best 1v1 heroes in the game at T4. If not the best. He might be the best. His Dro is only 10 stars. I can't fault for 10 stars. I can, but I'll be nice and I will overlook that one. So this team is okay, but you lose a point for having the Red Vizier out of order. I think it's a solid start. I'll give it a 6.5. Back to normalcy. That is the theme of the United States today. And that's what it feels like now. But I really think you should focus hard on that Ripper because he's going to be amazing early. Alright, Infamous Bam. Reaper is the best? No, Ripper is better. Ripper comes with stun, amazing dodge, and poison that gets through everything. Well, if Reaper misses his skill, which he has a chance to, because Ripper is both faster and... No, assassins don't come with dodge, but his skill gives him like 70 or 80% dodge. It gives him some crazy dodge. Does Reaper's skill not miss at T4? Let me check that actually. Reaper. Reaper's skill can miss. So no, Reaper is not. Alright, this guy has... What the heck? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's got 7 copies of Kurt. Can I give this a 9? I feel like I can't. I know Bale is really good, but I feel like it falls just short of 9. Detlef over Ripper for Friends Boss? No, I think Ripper's better. I think this falls just short of 9, so we'll give it an 8.5. 8.5 sounds right. I would need to see it in action because I know Bale is really good, but I'm a little bit worried about the rest of the team. Yeah, BIOS. I don't think it's a 9. I think it's just short. So 8.75, maybe. Dark Best Ripper is the best one. Angel, you have... The problem is you're splitting your resources a lot between a lot of heroes that are very mediocre. And I know that you have no choice because you don't have more copies of good heroes, but... not much you can do about it. You know, the low HP is not as big of an issue as it used to be. Like, Freya will just eat the revive, and then who else has low HP? Or Aegina? So Aegina will die, eat the revive, then Freya will die, then Aegina will fire, Freya will fire, Bale will probably kill someone, and then it's over. So it works, but it's just short of a 9, so we'll give it an 8.5. If this was a Kurt, I would be a 9. How to pronounce Ripper and Reaper. So Ripper is the assassin, Reaper is the mage. Is there a place to check T4 skills? On the Discord, there is a wiki channel. It's up near the top. There's a Google Doc that has them. But I do not believe it has been updated with Centaur. I think the newest ones have not been added yet. To counter Bloodtooth, you pretty much can't. The only way to counter it is to get more T4s. Bloodtooth is also a really strong 1v1 hero. So your counter is probably Ripper. What the? Okay, this is Devil of Darkness. Building Skuld, but waiting for 2 rounds of... Okay. How does Yig perform on an early team like this? I feel like he's too random to make a significant difference at this point. Angel, Bloodtooth is only good if you're planning on focusing on him all the way to T4. But spending all your resources on Verthandi and Freya is perfectly fine. I don't feel like Yig helps this team much. He's nice to have, but I feel like he's actually more of a detriment than a buff. Yeah, no, I mean, I know you made Yig because of Awakening, and I don't think he helps out that much early on. I think he was worth getting copies of, but not worth building, sadly. Freya with no energy? Oh no. KL Tang, you've been caught. You've been caught. This is what you get. Doesn't matter that you have 1 star shards. You still bought a hero with moonstones. This works really well. This GIF works really, really well. I'm so happy I went and found it. Alright, so as a team, I think it's okay. Can I give it an 8 or an 8.5? I guess I give it an 8. I think it falls a little bit. Dark Stallion, I'm stuck at 162 as well. Moonlight is pretty much impossible now. If you didn't make it to 170 before the aura change, I think you can't anymore. I really think it's impossible. Losing Skuld means that Moonlight is just ridiculous. You think it's GIF over GIF? The creator came out and said it's GIF, so at this point it just means you're in denial. Also, my team for 162. This is my team for 162, and it can't beat it. I can beat 162, I cannot beat 163. So, and I don't have a Yig yet. Alright. Alright, so we'll give you an 8. I think it's okay. It's not great. It's 2 RNG. 2 RNG. Alright, let's see here. I just realized Aboyazan didn't share his team. And guess what? He posted it later on. If you want 2 copies of Rithandi, you'll just get them from Feathers. He actually posted his team, so credit to him for actually posting it, but... Oh my god. Is Yig food? No. Yig is good. He's just hard to use. Just like Watchmen. So I'm going to leave that on the screen for a sec. Rithandi is also in Advanced Wheel. What? Seriously? Your next step is probably Bale, Kurt, Bale, another Kurt, or another Skuld, or Themis, or... I don't know. There's a lot of good heroes to make. Oh man, I want to make a second Valkyrie. The Yig is, I think, the second best PvE hero. I just think he's too unreliable for PvP. Adrian, I think you're next. Oh, wait. Did I skip yours? No, you're actually before Lynn, so I'll do yours next. Lynn, I think you already know what you're doing. You're making a second Valkyrie, so that means you're already knowing how to prepare for Honor. But if you are planning to prepare for Honor with this by making a second team, then second Skuld is a really good choice. Definitely a good choice. Third Themis. I did say Themis was third. I said Freya, then Yig, then Themis. That was my 3. Although Themis could be better than Yig. Unknown. Unknown. I don't have either of them to know. But yeah, take your 9.5 and go away. You know what you're doing. Alright, so this is Adrian Lim. Who only has 1 picture. Oh no, there's 1 more after. Hubert. Alright, so 2 more. Adrian Lim. Dang. I'm gonna give this a 9. If you have 6, then yeah, you should do 3, 3, and 0. I'm going to give this a 9. This is an amazing team. Good for Watchmen. Watchmen's good if you have multiple strong burst heroes. Like if you have Kurt and Themis, then Watchmen's great. But if you're pairing him with like Aegina and Detlef, it's like, whatever. It's not amazing. Yeah, this is a really good team, Adrian. Last spot might be Veg, but you're afraid of Detlef. Do not be afraid of Detlef because you have Skuld. Once you have Skuld, Detlef is really not an issue here. This Azathoth probably stays alive like really long. Why not put in Lorelei in second? I don't think that matters so much. But it is an idea. If you put Lorelei in second, then you now counter their exile because your exile will go off at the same time as theirs. You lose to Detlef when he goes off. Maybe max level the Azathoth. He should be surviving a long time. Max level the Azathoth alongside with a Scorching Sun, and he should be alive for a really long time. If that's Veg instead of Azathoth, would his points go down? No, they would stay the same. I still think you should not be afraid of Azathoth afraid of Detlef most of the time. He's strong, but he should fail more often than not. But if you're really worried about it, you also can max level your Lorelei to make sure that you slow down their Detlef. Does that make a difference? Let me see here. I believe that may single-handedly make your Kurt... Alright, my Kurt is 1352. My Det is 13... Yep. Detlef is faster than Kurt. So if your Lorelei fires before their Detlef, it should slow them down. And it should mean that your Kurt fires before their Detlef. Actually, that should already be happening. Unless they have Lorelei too. But yeah, Detlef should not be as strong as you seem to think he is against your team. Caleb, you have not seen Azathoth in action then. Azathoth's survival is ridiculous. You put this Azathoth with a bone grip, and he's gonna be very hard to kill. All right. Last of stream is Hubert. Give this an 8.5, I guess. It's a good team. Hey, welcome back, Adrea. What do you focus on? It's hard to beat Detlef until you have Skuld. It really is hard to beat Detlef. You don't have enough damage on this team to counter Detlef as well. So unfortunately, there's not much you can do. Wait, Adrian, do you have T2 damage reduce on all your team? Are you using the wrong runes and artifacts on your team? Detlef should not be killing you. Detlef really should not be killing you. Yeah, this is a good team. I like this team. I would probably consider putting Lorelei in the back. Only because that way, if they kill your entire backline, they don't immediately start going after your front line. So it kind of nullifies certain skills. Like for heroes that only hit the back or only hit the front, you lessen their impact a little bit by putting someone in the back. So I would put Lorelei in the back. Veg or Kurt next? Probably Kurt. Veg is there to support Kurt. If you don't have Kurt, then Veg is not as useful. And available, we have a new winner. This team is worse than yours by a long, long shot. This is now the worst team I have ever seen in Team Critique. This is officially the worst team ever seen in Team Critique. Angel, I hope you're saving those Miracle Eyes and not using them as soon as you get them. Advanced tokens come from peaks. Miracle Eyes come from finishing Tavern Fuse. And also make sure you're playing Honor. Alright, so Hubert gets a 9.5. How many is that? That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 plus... So that's 33 plus 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 39. So we did 39 today. Vivienne is a good T4. All right, so we did 39 teams. We have now officially seen... We have seen the source of all the shame in the world needs to go to this person. I'm sorry, I can't call him out that badly. It is really bad, though. Nathan, it's hard enough to get Moonstones that it's going to take you 3 weeks or so to get one copy. And if in those 3 weeks you buy that one copy and it literally does not change your team's strength at all because you can't finish the T4, then why spend it? And what if in those 3 weeks you get another copy of a different hero that you needed? So only use it when you're about to finish a hero, in which case you minimize getting lucky. Like, if you use Moonstones to buy a Scold and tomorrow you pull a Scold from Keys, what? You just wasted your Moonstones. How can this team redeem himself? Finish the T4s, convert the Shu to Detlaf, and convert the Luna to Lorelei. That's a humongous amount of effort, but that is the only way to do it. So you can buy 3 copies of Themis, which will do you what? Exactly nothing. It will not improve your team at all. It will literally give you 0 team progress to have 6 copies of Themis versus 3. So why spend it? And what if you spend it and then tomorrow you pull 4 copies of Bale? Then you could have worked on Bale instead. You could have finished Bale, maybe. Or come closer to finishing Bale than Themis. So why spend it if it's not going to make an immediate impact? That's basically the answer. Like right now... let me turn this off. Right now, on my team, okay, I have 3 copies of Kurt, let's say. I have 3 copies of Kurt. I have 585 Moonstones. I could buy 3 copies of Kurt. And what will it do me? Like, how will that help me? As opposed to, I have 7 copies of Themis. Why wouldn't I just use the Moonstones to buy 2 copies of Themis, and now I can T4 her? That's progress. Like, my inventory exactly tells you why buying those copies of Themis does nothing for you. Hey, Crochet, good morning. And then, let's say let's say I was in this point right now, and I buy 6 copies of Kurt with Moonstones. Now, tomorrow, they're all wasted because he's in the key event. Or let's say I bought it right before the key event got leaked. And now I'm going to feel really bad because I just wasted all my Moonstones buying a hero I could have gotten for free in the key event. So, that's why. Should you go for Kurt? Alright, this one's for Mo Crazy. I guess we couldn't have a stream without doing it again at the end. This red text is for Mo Crazy. Alright, we're going to end with that. Good night, guys. Yep, see? So there you go. Crochet will even tell you from personal experience. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We're going to call it for tonight. Tomorrow will be Teddy news. Teddy is nowhere. I have an Amelia sleeping over there, and that's all. Tomorrow will be community pulls for keys. So hopefully we see some more Kurt pulls tomorrow. And I will do one more community pulls for keys on Wednesday next week. So community pulls are easy for me. All right. Good night, guys. Thanks for stopping in, and I'll see you tomorrow.